Welcome back. Let's return to our story on Australian police teaming up this weekend with ethical hackers trying to decode the mystery as to where missing people go each year, how they can be brought home as well. Joining me now is Linda Kavanagh, the manager of the Canberra Cyber Security Innovation Node. Linda, thanks for your time. Take two. Look, why don't you tell us what sort of information people are getting? I mean, I would have thought these days credit card or bank sort of records, maybe phone records, the toll in your vehicle, and that helps track people. What information are people able to uncover on people?
Well, everything that you leave on the internet, so every little bit of a breadcrumb that you use through social media, through your Google searches, for example, all of those leave traces within the internet. So they're also working with information provided by the National Missing Persons Coordination Centre as well, and provided by the state and territory police jurisdictions as well. So there's a whole host of information that they're working with that they can easily gather a lot more through the internet.
So are you talking about the sort of things, I mean, we all know how to look up someone's Facebook or Twitter account, but perhaps using an image to find out what new Facebook account or Twitter or whatever might have been created and tracking the person that way? What are hackers capable of that perhaps we average citizens wouldn't be able to do?
So they could probably find images. So there's a whole host of things that they would be looking at. So images is one of them, seeing if there's any new photos that they may have been tagged on social media. They're looking for possibly new accounts that may have been linked to old ones. They could be looking at comments on, for example, the Sky News feed online, or they may be looking at Airbnb comments. So it's any sort of a trace that they're able to find.
What's a typical case? I know there's not one sort of case, but what's a typical example of someone that goes missing and is able to be found?
Well, it really depends on the situation, and to be honest, it's probably a question best asked of the Australian Federal Police. But if you have a look at the National Missing Persons Coordination Centre, they actually have a host of missing people that are currently missing, and that's the sort of information that they're looking for, and if there are any traces left of them.
And, you know, some people are saying, well, if you look at the situations, when people go missing, they go missing for a reason. They don't want to have contact with family members. They might be, you know, escaping, leaving some family members. What's the response to that?
Look, not necessarily so, and I'm sure that that isn't the case in many of those instances. And that's actually something that police would look after. What this hackathon actually does is generate those new leads for police to be able to either open up a cold case or to continue looking into that active case. If they come across that situation, then that's obviously something that they deal with.
And talk us through how this actually all happens. Are we talking about people rocking up, walking around on laptops, you know, madly typing, maybe wearing a hoodie, sitting on a beanbag in the corner? Is it all the cliches we're used to, or how does it all unfold?
Well, that's obviously the usual depiction that we have of hackers, and that's not necessarily the case. So if you can imagine, we're going to have 10 venues across Australia. It will be a large room. That room will be filled with people at tables, on chairs. Whether they use beanbags, that's up to the venue. But they will be on their own devices, and they will be looking for any amount of information. And just to add, it is a quite large cross-section of participants that we have. You know, obviously different genders, different ethnicity backgrounds, different cyber skills. So we actually have quite a large, diverse range of people participating.
Well, look forward to seeing how many connections can be made and perhaps some families reunited at that event. So, Linda Kavanagh, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Tom.